Hey guys, May here, and today I am doing a super highly requested video, which is my How I Store My K-Pop Albums 2018 edition, and Sunggyu just released a teaser and got 7. Whoa, big day. So today I am doing a How I Store My K-Pop Album Collection video. I actually was rewatching my old one last night and I was like, it can't be that different. Like, I just filmed it a year-ish ago. I filmed it in January 2017 after I had unpacked all my albums. It's so different now. Oh my gosh, I didn't even have all my albums from school here and I had no idea. In that video I was like, yeah, I'll never like outgrow these shelves, and oh my gosh. So one thing to keep in mind when watching this video is that I really do not want to buy another shelf before I move out, so I'm really trying to utilize my space to the best of my ability. I just don't want to buy another shelf. Whether or not that actually happens is up for debate, but we'd probably all take bets on it right now. Definitely keep that in mind. It's not as pretty as it used to be, but I think it still looks nice, and that's the point. Anyways, I have 2 shelves that you guys have seen before. They're both used differently than they were in my previous video, and then I have 2 new shelves. So let me go ahead and show you all of this stuff. I asked on my Instagram story if you wanted to see this video first or my How I Digitally Organize My Collection video, and a lot of people took that as looking through my like iTunes, that digital music, but I do have like a sort of spreadsheet type of system that I keep track of every single photo card I have, every single album I have, so that's kind of what I meant by that video. So I can definitely do an iTunes video if that's what you guys want, or if you want to see like how my spreadsheet organization for my 500 K-pop albums and how I keep track of everything. That's kind of what I meant. I'll leave a poll in the iCard up here. I don't remember which side it's on. You want to see kind of my spreadsheet organization video, so be sure to answer that poll. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get into the video. So this is my first shelf that you see. I've shown this one before. There have been quite a few changes to it since I last showed it to you guys though. So I still have my large Infinite Super Junior stuff up here. There's a couple other things like the Cross Jean album, and there's also a Sistar album up there, but for the most part it is, and Monsta X too. So yep, there's a bunch of larger things up there. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do when I get Sunggyu's album in the mail, because I was gonna put it up here, but I have no idea where it's gonna go, to be honest. The next shelf is Super Junior. Pretty self-explanatory. The only thing I've really changed here, besides the fact that I got larger, is I do have some albums kind of stacked back to back like that. But yeah, I don't really have this in any particular order. I keep things by size for Super Junior because it just makes the most sense to me. The next shelf is my Infinite shelf. This is just, well, this is part of my Infinite shelf. So I have all the mini albums and the full-length albums, and everything is kind of in order by, so it's mini albums, singles, full albums, subunits, Japanese, large thing, like Top Seed, and Infinite Only Special Edition. And then I have my OT7 signed Infinite album on a stand here. I want to order more of these, but yep. The next shelf is Monsta X, and this whole shelf got changed quite a bit when I decided to put Monsta X on my Ultimate shelf, because that's where my Ultimates are. And as you can see, I have a little bit of Infinite over there. I'm not sure how I want to store all my Top Seed albums yet, so that is a work in progress for sure. I also have my 2 signed Monsta X albums over here because I need to buy more of those, and then I'm going to stand them in front of my other Monsta X albums, but Monsta X is a group that discography grows really quickly, so I'm a little afraid of this shelf. Next, down here we have girl groups, so After School, A-Pink, and then there's AOA and a little bit of Lovelies down there. I just decided to keep my top girl groups over here, and I took all of the jewel cases that previously were here off and put them elsewhere. Down here I have the rest of Lovely's discography. Oh, I can put my tripod down. The rest of Lovely's discography, and then I have Red Velvet's discography and VIX. As you can see, VIX is also stacked back to back because they have a ton of stuff. So yeah, that is this shelf. It's literally my favorite shelf that I've ever owned in my entire life. I love it so much. The next shelf is another one that you have seen before, but last time you didn't see all the signed albums on it. So I kept all my signed albums on the top shelf, and they're kind of all like stacked on top of each other. So I really in the future want to have a way to display these better, but right now this is what we're working with. And then I just go through my other groups. So I have BTS here, BAP, we go into SHINee and solos, and then Dreamcatcher. 17 has a lot of large stuff, so I decided to stack it like that as well. And then I have the rest of 17, Golcha, Sunggyu, G-Friend, GOT7, and B2B, and Day 6 is on this shelf now too. This bottom shelf looks really messy, but this is like where I like to keep things that I'm still taking photos of, or things I get during the month that I want to have in one spot when I go to film my monthly K-pop haul. So I like to keep this shelf empty and reserved for those things. But I feel like in the future I'm going to have to use that shelf, but I want to try to put that off as long as possible. There were other groups I kept on this shelf, but they have been moved elsewhere due to space. So yeah, that's it for this shelf. I also keep my Infinite Seasons greeting package over there because it really fits. This is where I keep like yearbooks and stuff. I don't want to show you the names of any of my schools that I've ever attended, but that is this shelf. It gets full very quickly. I really wish that this shelf was the same size as the shelf I just showed you guys, because I feel like that would make my life so much easier. But alas, this is what we're working with. But I do want to replace this shelf eventually. I really like it, and it's definitely served its purpose for a couple years now. And I did buy a second one of these at one point, and then I returned it to Amazon because I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. So yeah, that was fun. So this shelf is actually kept in my closet most of the time, which is what you're staring at right now. But I moved it out of here because the lighting in there is literally awful. It was a process to get this out here though, I will say that. This is a jewel case shelf that I bought pretty recently. There's my phone on the floor because I'm irresponsible. I was trying to film this on my phone, and then I was like, I'm just gonna use my camera, and I just kind of threw my phone on the ground, so that's cool. I didn't throw it, it was on the ground. So this is where I keep everything jewel cased, or jewel case shaped, as we will see. So it starts up here with Infinite, After School, A-Pink, there's more Infinite over here, there's Monsta X mixed in here. This is like all their other Ultimates besides Super Junior's jewel cases. This is for CD plates. As you can see, this probably could fit like 1 or 2 more CD plates, and then I will have to find something else. And I also have, I think they're right here, like my Monsta X mono CD plates up here too, instead of keeping them in the case. I know it still doesn't really show them off, but at least this way I can pull them out easily and look at them. Then I have Super Junior's jewel cases. This is a lot. This is what previously, along with like my few Infinite jewel cases, was on my shelf where Monsta X is now. I have this in order of, I have the Super Shows, I have the U Korean single, and then I have Infinite, or not Infinite, Super Junior's full group discography. This is all I have up to here. I haven't put like my new CDs I just got in my latest haul video here yet. And then I have D&E. Don't ask me why I started with D&E. Well, it's because I'm Donghae biased, but I put all of D&E's Japanese stuff. And then down here, I just have like, yeah, so I have the rest of the discography here. And then down here, I have like the bigger, thicker jewel case things with slip covers, etc., etc. And then down here, I have other group jewel cases. So we have like Attention, SHINee, BTS, Crush Gene, Girls' Generation, and then I have other things that are jewel case size but aren't actually jewel cases, so like the majority of Day 6's discography. I also have a BAP and a VIX album over here, Oh My Girl, Shiny Dazzling Girl, and that TVXQ album. And then down here is the dreaded packaging shelf for the packaging that I really hate. So yeah, I have VIX, SHINee, Red Velvet, Oh My Girl, G-Friends, Day6, Fast Stars. I have room to grow, especially in the Super Junior department, which was my plan. I don't think Monsta X will probably expand a little bit, Infinite will probably expand a little bit, but most of that's not going to expand too far. This I don't know what I'm going to do because this is full. I can fit one more album here, but that's going to be for Bad Boy, which is currently on my I want to take pictures and film videos with these albums shelf. And then I have one more shelf down here that just has a bunch of stuff on it. So that's it for my jewel case shelf. I really like having a jewel case shelf. I've always liked having a place for jewel cases because I feel like they can take up a unnecessarily large amount of space on normal shelves. So yeah, let's move on to the last shelf. So this is my messiest looking shelf and it really bugs me, but I'm going to try to tolerate it as long as possible. It used to look so much worse, and recently I spent like an hour and a half going through and organizing all of this. So the way I have this organized, this is basically every other group that isn't on the first two shelves I showed you, or all the jewel case stuff is in one spot too, but yeah. So this is actually where I keep my books and a bunch of other stuff that I'm not getting into because that's not the point of this video. So I keep a bunch of groups in here. The albums in the back, the very back, are groups that their discography doesn't really change that often. I don't usually grab their albums to take photos of them, or I don't grab DVDs normally to watch them. These are potential, like, I want to do a spring cleaning sale video for some of my albums, and those are like maybe potential albums because they're in the back and I don't really listen to them that much, but no decisions have been made on any of that yet. Over there I have a bunch of albums stacked. They're like the box packaging albums, and then I did Victon, Pentagon, and Card, and then I have MXM up there too. I also have some weird packaging over here. So I have Limitless, N.Flang's newest album, and also Triple H's album. Then these albums in the front are albums that their discographies kind of change a lot more, or they're younger groups, or I would put them on my other shelf, but there's just no room for them. So I have Newies / Newies W, JBJ, Gudon, SF9, Luna, Oh My Girl, Pristine, NCT, 101, Uptension, yeah, all those groups. Their discographies change. I collect them pretty regularly still. That is how I keep this shelf. It looks really messy and it really bugs me, and I want to spread out this more, but I just don't know. I just don't want to buy another shelf right now, and so this is what I have to deal with for a little bit. And it doesn't bother me all that much. It's just sometimes it bothers me. It bothers me a lot less now that I have it organized and everything is next to their groups or in size order or whatever. I would redo the front part of this so that it's in size order because size order just makes me the happiest. So I might redo it like that eventually. I don't know. This is just kind of what I've decided for right now. I change these things very often. So yeah. So that is how I store my K-pop album collection in 2018. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it was somewhat helpful to you if you're trying to organize your K-pop collection and maybe you're running out of space, just like I'm definitely running out of space. You can see now why I like skinnier albums and like skinny book packaging instead of big box packaging, because they take up so much space. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. How do you have your K-pop albums stored in your room or apartment or whatever? Let me know in the comment section down below. And also, if you want to see how I digitally can like keep track of my entire collection, especially when I was gone, I used this. I don't use it as much anymore, but it's definitely still really helpful for collecting groups, especially newer groups. But yeah, let me know about that down in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!